So the purpose of this study is to investigate the mechanism for the emergence of human self-awareness. Self-awareness includes sense of agency, which has two components. One is sense of control. Sense of control, which means feeling that one is able to one's body according to one's intention. The other is sense of ownership, which makes one feel the result of one's movement as one's own. These two senses are usually integrated consistently in humans, but in this study, we focused on the drawing processes. We produced a medium perception robot which divides the drawing process into two kinds of consciousness. The first is that of trying to draw a picture, and the other is of being made to draw a picture while facing barrier material resistances. The robot plays the role of medium, combining them. So we would like to study the possibility of identifying self and other by using the separated agent system. So I will show you a drawing tool as my first example of a robotic interface system. In this study, the following transformation algorithm was implemented based on the numerical model of an ammonite with an irregular coiling, which is called Nipponites, Okamoto 1984. The coordinates small xy of the mass were transformed to the drawing point on the screen, large xy, by using the transformation algorithm of the ammonite. The transformation was regulated by only two parameters. One is the oscillation rate of coiling. The other was the growth factor. So this figure shows a sketch of the screen. In this system, the trajectory of the mass cursor is invisible flow, like ocean current. And the drawn line on the screen is the irregular coiling pattern of the ammonite as a reaction to the flow. There are large differences between the mass cursor trajectory and the draw line. Can we perceive the difference? If we can, how is the difference perceived? So, I explained the experiment. 8 undergraduate students participated in this experiment. The first condition was about motion and involved the reproduction of movement image in space. Participants were instructed to draw a single stroke line that fills up the screen. They were asked, please draw freely using the entire screen in this manner, okay, as seen in this figure. The second condition about figure involved the reproduction of a symbolic image on XY plane. Similar to the first condition, the instructor actually drew 3 types of single-stroke figures, like this, like this, like this. Okay. So the drawing speed in 2 conditions were controlled so that they were about the same. These are the results of drawings in the motion conditions. The yellow line shows the actual trajectory of the mouse cursors. The transformed line drawn on the screen is in black. The yellow line was not drawn while the drawer was drawing. Only the black line was displayed. The difference between the drawn lines and the mouse cursor trajectory was unnoticed in motion condition. These are the result of figure condition. Participants quickly recognized the difference in the mouse cursor and the drawn line. So we conducted questionnaire survey after each performance. 2 types of question, A and B, were asked. Question A was about the sense of ownership. That did you feel the result of your movement as your own? How strong? Question B was about the sense of control. That did you feel you were able to control your body according to your intention? How strong? So a 5-point scale was used. The participant gave a score ranging from 1 to 5 for each question. This figure summarizes the result. The result indicates the participants had radically different experience between the motion condition and figure conditions. The motion, yes, I absolutely drew the lines. It's my own drawings. Figure condition, although my drawing is disrupted by computer. So it is also suggested that sense of ownership and sense of control were 2 different sensations like this. Okay. Next, I will give another example of a medium perception robot. This is our system concept. First, the participant tried to draw a picture on the tablet PC while the main controller records the plot data. So, usually, people moved a hand when drawing, like this. But in our study, the participants hold only a pen. Only hold a pen. Instead, robot moves the drawing board based on the recorded data. The relative motion occurred in the system. So this is a video clip showing this system in operation. He was trying to draw a picture, and he was made to draw a picture by the movement robot, by the movement of the robot. Yeah. So the mechanism of the drawing robot is in this study is designed as a parallel link robot. The robot has 6 degrees of freedom. The traveling plate is driven by 6 actuators. In this study, the range of movement of the traveling plate is on only XY plane. So, next, I will explain about experiment method. Participants were 10 university students. They were divided in a group of A of 5 females and group B of 5 males. But this, sorry. First, we interviewed each group to know each other. The content of the question had no relation to the environment. The participants were required to observe the manners of behaviors of other participants. Okay? So this is the procedure of the experiment. First is data input. 5 target figures were shown to the participant. Each participant drew them on the tablet PC one by one. So second, figure identifying test was conducted in each group. In this study, we picked up one figure, target 4. The all of 5 input figures of target 4 were shown to each participant one by one in random order. So the participant was asked to guess whose figure it was and then to mark their confidence factor on a scale of 1 to 5 after each judgment. Finally, motion identifying test was conducted after the figure identifying test. All of 5 input motions were replayed by the drawing robot moving the drawing plate one by one in random order. Each participant tried to guess whose motion it was. After that, the participant marked his or her confidence factors. So we used a tablet pen with a rubber pen tip so that drawing did not appear on the whiteboard, because we tried to examine identification based not only characteristic visual without visual information. This is result. This figure shows the drawings of all participants. We can clearly distinguish geometrical differences such as size, roundness of edges, curvature of lines, and so on. There are 2 examples of obtained motion. The top of I show the top of the motion like this. The identifying test and the confidence factor. So the bottom, I will show you the bottom. We can recognize the differences, but the participants were asked to identify who produced the motion. Okay. The figures on the left shows the correct answer rate for each group. Dark bar indicates figure test, and light gray bar indicates motion identifying test. This is the female group and male group. The chance level of identification was 20%. The correct answer rate was higher than the chance level in every condition. Chance level was 20%. So this suggests that we can identify who drew the figures based on not only visual information, but also non-visual haptic information. So the figure on the right shows the result of mean confidence. Male groups has greater than the female groups in both conditions. The pilot study revealed the same tendency, so it will be necessary to conduct more detailed experiment to detect these results were due to gender gap or not. Okay. Furthermore, chi-squared tests were conducted to investigate the relationship between the task accuracy, the confidence factor. The result shows a significant difference in group as figure identifying test. In the pilot study showed the same tendency. So this means that motion identifying the test was correctly answered without awareness of having done so. Okay. Discussion. The sense of touch with relative motion can identify drawing characteristics and individual traits of drawing by perceiving the friction and the velocity patterns of the drawing just from the pen's contact point. The experiment results in this revealed that active body motion was not necessarily required for the recognition using the sense of touch. We can say that important information for haptic perception was the characteristic of friction between the agent and the medium. This kind of haptic perception may be called inverse dynamic touch. So just summarize. In the robotic interface system, drawer is drawing with ammonite. Drawer feels the ammonite. This line is mine, so the line controls the drawn line. So in this intermediate perception robot system, the situation is summarized like this sketch. The drawing with robot. So he was drawing with the robot and the other or past self and self. Okay. So the summary of this study like this. Okay. The medium for drawing itself, for example, canvas or paper robot and so on, was considered as moving autonomous system facing the drawing human. We propose that the medium is not only a means for the emergency of human self-awareness, but also an autonomous existence resistant against the agent intent and action. The result obtained by the experiment using medium perception robots are applicable to assistance robotic system and augmented body system for rehabilitation of person with motor handicap. Thank you for your attention.